All right, supporting actor. I'm sorry,
Actor.
J.K. Simmons won for Whiplash. Hold that thought. But then we had Robert Duvall for The Judge, Ethan Hawke for Boyhood, Edward Norton for Birdman, Mark Ruffalo for Foxcatcher. I will go first because Whiplash was hands down my favorite movie. J.K. Simmons was to me the most hands down. It had to be him win choice. I think his was the best performance of the year. Period. Male, female, lead or supporting. I thought he did the best job of any performance. And part of me feels bad for Ethan Hawke because when I saw Boyhood, my first thought was, my God, he should be nominated, and my God, he should win. And then I saw Foxcatcher, and I was like, damn, Mark Ruffalo is so good. And then you see Whiplash, and you're like, oh my God, this is... I feel bad for these guys because they turned in... They could have won any other year.
Yeah.
But J.K. Simmons nailed it. Great performance in a great movie. I think it's one of those performances that you will remember, and it'll become like that legendary, famous, great, all-time type of deal. One of the best performances of the decade. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents. I think that was hands down the right choice, and they made it.
Certainly one of the most competitive groupings of the evening.
Sure.
Without a doubt. I thought... my first thought was Ethan Hawke just had a great 2014 because he gave 2 great performances this year. One in Predestination and then in Boyhood.
I've not seen Predestination, so.
But he's just outstanding. You could say it was a bit of a career resurgence. It's not that he's really haven't gone away. But anyway.
Well, he's never been I'm going to open up a $100 million weekend and be in a franchise film. He's always been that guy that's a good character actor, an indie guy, and he kind of is that tweener,
But this certainly puts him, I think, it should anyway, solid back in A-list material.
Oh, yeah.
And I just think it really was just a great year for him. So great to him to get at least acknowledged. But without a doubt, I agree with you, J.K. Simmons for Whiplash. That is one of the great performances of this decade so far, and I think it will remain so. And I think it's one of those supporting actor roles that 40 years from now we'll be mentioning among the greatest. It was that great of a performance.
It's like Pesci in Goodfellas. It's just sort of like
and of course Edward Norton was fantastic for Birdman. He's been away for a while. I mean, other than Incredible Hulk. Since Fight Club, he's had some misses.
He's kind of
so maybe that'll help kind of jumpstart his career. Yeah. And Mark Ruffalo, who is just right now one of the top actors.
I am
around. He's just really good right now.
I'm a Mark Ruffalo fan. I became a huge fan of him after The Kids Are All Right.
Yeah.
You remember me. And
I remember talking about him before in Zodiac. I was like, hey, he was really good in that.
So I'm a Mark Ruffalo fan. He's going to win one eventually.
Yes,
it's just a matter of when. And Ethan Hawke, when I said that, now I thought he needs a franchise. Like they gotta make like a thing where he's like the guy.
Yeah.
Not a superhero movie per se, but something.
No, something though, yeah.
Cop franchise, something cool.
Yeah.
Because now that I think about it, like he'd be awesome in a franchise, holding it down.
He'd
be the man.
That's why, with his performances this year, it reminds you that he could definitely hold his own as the lead of a franchise. Absolutely could do it.
All right. Lead actor Eddie Redmayne for A Theory of Everything 1, Steve Carell, Foxcatcher, Benedict Cumberbatch, Imitation Game, Bradley Cooper, American Sniper, and then Mr. Michael Keaton for Birdman. Of course, Eddie Redmayne won. I saw all those but freaking Theory of Everything. I've not seen that movie. You did. I think you saw all those.
I've seen every one.
And your thought is?
It's like the supporting actor in that it was a very strong grouping. That's the first thought. Very strong grouping, very competitive this year. My pick was Michael Keaton for Birdman.
Okay.
That I don't want to take anything away from Eddie Redmayne because his performance in The Theory of Everything was terrific.
Okay.
So, was he deserving? Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
It was. I think you could with all 5 nominees. I think you could make arguments for.
Okay.
Because it's a strong field.
Sure.
But for me, I would have loved to seen Keaton bring it home. But I understand Redmayne. He did a fantastic job. So congratulations to him. And he's a young guy, so this is going to probably launch him into bigger and better things. So good for him.
I think, not having seen that one, so I can't speak to it. I like Michael Keaton and Birdman okay. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of that movie. It is an okay movie. I knew Bradley Cooper had no chance. It was a very visceral, actiony kind of performance, and they usually don't go the way. It's very rare. Like Russell Crowe for Gladiator was rare. It's very rare that happens. And that would have been kind of like that if he'd have won. They just don't go for the action hero guy that much. So, Benedict Cumberbatch is one of those guys that will win an Oscar one day. So, this is the first of like 20 nominations he's going to get throughout his career. Really, I mean, I say that
he's
half,
that kind of
half
guy,
joking.
yeah.
Like, he's like that guy that's going to get nominated like all the freaking time.
Yeah.
He's just fun. He's good, man. Steve Carell, Foxcatcher, you know, I think he'll have a... He's on his way. I don't know whether it's by design or what. He's kind of started that Robin Williams trend of going to comedy to drama. So who knows, man? He might have a whole future of Oscar-nominated type performances coming up too. He was great in Foxcatcher.
He certainly was.
I was very happy. I'm a Steve Carell fan. I was a huge fan of The Office. So I have no beef right now without having seen Theory of Everything with him winning because I didn't see it. And I think any of those guys have plenty of potential in the future to win an award. So yeah. I had nothing to gripe about that one.
No, I just my personal preference, you know. But but I will say that I thought Michael Keaton's performance was probably the best in 2014, and he's right there with J.K. Simmons. I just thought it was a great performance. So I think of Keaton's performance very highly.
Yeah,
and I'll leave it at that.
All right, you think of it very highly.
I sure do.
I don't think of it as highly as he did.